Hello everybody, we are back in the game. We are on the EU5, continuing our Echo Schumer run. We are trying to achieve highest level possible for an Echo Schumer, at least from my point of view. I'm far from being an expert on let's say shrooming and using the shrooms to maximum in order to level up. However, I am sort of good. The goals for the first day, you can see them on the screen. We managed to achieve. There is also another sort of suggested goal is to get level 30 plus. You would need a lot of shrooms for that, because the idea would be you need to farm gold. So you would need to find a person who gives you the maximum gold in the Hall of Fame for your level. This would be like 27 gold. You fight him 5-6 times. You use that to boost the stat. You remove all of your equipment. You fight him again. You lose, so you get to his range, because once you win against him 5-6 times, let's say, you would get out of his range, and then you would not receive any gold. Then you need to get to his range, attack him again get 27 gold 5-6 times, and do repeat. Then you boost the stats enough, push the dungeons, and again and again and again. So this is the way how you would get to level 30. And then you also need to keep some thirst to be able to get a key for the next dungeon at level 30. So you need to save at least, let's say, 40-50 thirst. And then when you get the key, you unlock the dungeon, you push the dungeon. So you can get level 35, 36, maybe even more on the first day even. And on a scout or berserker, demon hunter, and druid, you can probably get even higher levels. But before we continue the episode, don't forget to like and subscribe to get a notification when a new video is out, and also don't forget to leave a comment below if you like this type of content, if you want to see more of this content, less of this content, or if you just have any suggestions, want to say hello. Today the goal is, as a second day, you can see it on the screen, first and foremost milestone is to get level 30, what we were supposed to get yesterday. And for this you can utilize the quests, and once we get to level 30, then the idea is to push the dungeon a bit. There are the milestones, as I said, you can see it on the screen, but the main foremost, the one which is a breakpoint, is the level 30. So once I'm level 30, I will get back to you. So we're level 30, and we had to use 100 thirst, and then I drank 2 shrooms, or I drank 2 beers to get a key. Actually, it was already given the first quest I had, and I already defeated the first one. But what I forgot to do even before that, because I was level 26 and now I'm level 30, so I achieved 4 levels. I need to change my gear beforehand, and then I also need to add some gems, because you can see this is 100 additional stat. I mean, my items at the moment give 50-60 stats, so adding this is an extreme boost for us. So what I'm currently doing is I'm hunting for equipment, dexterity, constitution, of course, this one, perfect. It's a significant boost. I would add this gem here, because this one, I mean, I don't have to keep it for a weapon, but I so far all of this is old gear, so I need to replace it anyways. And if and when I replace it, then I would put some better stuff inside. Unfortunately, I don't have enough gold, but I could do a quest, or now I for sure can do one more dungeon just to check. Okay, perfect. This the range is shitty. So as I mentioned in the previous episode, you need to get the look at the maximum damage. Even though this is average damage 12, the maximum damage is what's important, and here the maximum damage is way less than what I have. So it's 57 and I have 66 and 76, so I need something above 70. So even though this one is nice because it gives a bunch of dexterity, it's bad from the range point of view. So I will continue hunting for something better. Oh wait, 14 again, 62. even though this one does not even have the main stat. And also, I'm not even checking all the others because we need socket items, so nothing else. So this one I would actually take, but I need some gold, and I don't have gold. So let's quickly do one dungeon because I think I can win against this one. Yes, and this one I will take because it's a nice constitution boost. Strength, luck, come on. Dexterity plus 14. This is nice. I don't have gold. Damn. I really need to farm some gold. So I will farm some gold. And I need to buy this one. And then I would hunt for another weapon. The weapon is most important to be changed. Once I change the weapon, I would put the second luck gem into this one. And into weapon, I would put the dexterity one. And then I would push the dungeons again. And again and again and again. Goes rinse and repeat. Quick update. So I did a dungeon to sort of get some gold in addition to just experience level and similar, and I actually forgot that this one here is a certain epic, so I fought him and lo and behold I got an epic weapon. So it's a great one. Even though it does not have a socket, it's still a really nice one because you can see that our damage was 3.8, now it's 4.8, and it actually has 82 as an upper range, which is also really nice. So this we can then trash. So it's really nice. A bit of luck on our side. So now we have this one. We still don't have enough gold to buy this one, but nonetheless, I did the SF tool calculation for the dungeons, and we can beat still this dungeon and this dungeon. This is like 6%, and this is like 4%. So we can still beat the dungeons, and hopefully we will get some gold. So I've hit a bit of a dead end. I have pushed the dungeons as much as I could. And these ones are like 1% and sub 1%, or 1% and sub 1%. And actually I have been using a bit of thirst to level up. I did manage to get the big potions, and it took me like 120 shrooms, 130 shrooms to get dexterity one. Really unlucky on my side, but I did get 2 epics from, this is from the last boss, not so good because it's all stat, but okay. So this is from the 10th level of the first dungeon, and this is from, I don't know where I got it, probably here from this 5, because it is a guaranteed epic. So I got these 2 epics, and I did collect some 8% of the scrapbook. What I was doing is actually I was hunting for specific items, so I would go here, and for example I'm missing this sword, Dragon Slayer. This is a purple Dragon Slayer sword, and you can find this online. There are a bunch of online tools similar, but what you need to know is that there is always 5 different colors. You can see them here. There is always a brown, a reddish one, a green, blue, and purple. So I have the brown one, I have the red one, the green one, the blue one, so I'm missing only the purple one. They are not necessarily ordered like this. I think, yeah, actually they are. It's just here there are 3 in the bottom row. Just a second. Yeah, purple, green. Yeah, so it's always all ordered the same way. So you can just see here which ones you might be missing. So for example, here I'm missing the 2nd and the 4th one, which is the red one and the blue one. So the red one and the blue one, purple, green, and brown I have. So I would find someone who has one of this, and I would attack him. Usually he would have some other items, like whatever, like some chest item or something like this. So I was never hunting for chest items specifically, let's say chest items or gloves or anything. I was hunting for weapons, and then I would get some other items as well. And this is how I collected. You can see I have warrior 68%, 60, 65. Could work a bit on mage. I mean, with the weapons I'm actually good. The only one I don't have is this one. These ones are just now appearing. So it's mostly that I don't have collected the other random stuff, so the boots, the hands, and similar. So I am now pushing, but the point is that the next milestone is level 40. And I need to have at least 100 thirst, which I already have saved. But I need to have 100 thirst at level 40 because I need to hunt for the key. And then when I be pushing dungeons, when I reach level 50, I still need some thirst to get the level 50 dungeon. So it is a bit problematic to get there. However, what I will now do is I will be probably farming some gold in the Hall of Fame, increasing my stats, and trying to push the dungeons. Also, if I get to level 38 with what's left over here, 12.5, which nowhere it will happen, I would then get new weapons or new equipment in general. The one thing which sort of is slowing me a bit down is because we have an instruction to have instructor at level 10 today, so I have to use here the gold, and I cannot be I cannot push my stats that much because we need to do this, unless or otherwise we will be kicked out of guild, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to get kicked out of guild because this guild is extremely great. And you see that we have like 312 Hall of Night, 312 Hall of Night. I have level 6. The requirement is 6/7. I will have 7 in the morning because it takes 8 hours to build it, so I will put this overnight, and immediately in the morning I would build a Hall of Night because I should might actually not have enough stats. 13 plus 32 is 45. I will not have enough stats, not enough resources, but it would be just I would be lacking like 1000 or something like this, which I mean 3000, but I have 1.6 here, so I should be fine. I should be okay when it comes to that. That's more or less it. I will keep you posted once I reach the next milestone. It's actually already third day. I forgot to finalize the recording for the second day, and from that point of view I have already made some progress on the third day as well, but luckily I wrote down everything which I achieved on the second day, so now I will update and what's happening and what are the next steps, what are the next milestones and similar. As always, you can see the milestones on the screen now, but I would, as I achieve some of them, I would also give you an explanation, an update, and similar. So luckily I wrote it here, actually, end of day 2, you can see. We were level 41. We were actually level 40 and we had some 40, 50, I think, thirst left. And the idea of the second day is like you need to achieve it, like the best would be to achieve level 50. Even 60 you could achieve. Unfortunately we were not that, I mean, it's also the fact that I don't know exactly, I don't shroom that much, so I don't spend thousands and thousands of shroom to farm gold and then consequently be able to do some dungeons when I update my stats. So even I think on the previous character which I have on the EU4, I was level 40-ish on the second day. The idea after achieving level 40 is that you would need to have some thirst left to get a key. When you get the key, then you can push the level 40 dungeon couple of levels, like 2, 3, 4 monsters, which would lead you to a higher level, and then you would continue and similar. Unfortunately, the 50 thirst which we have left should have been enough, to be honest, for a key, but we were unlucky and I did not get a key. So I finished the day at level 41. I had 52 scrapbook. I'm now at 55 almost. I had the upgrades 8 to 10. The request was to have on the second day 10 for the instructor. I immediately started doing the gold treasury because for end of day 3 they request 10/10. And I had actually hot 6, but the level 7 was already being built, I now actually have it already. So this is like it was not exactly end of day 2, it was during the night, but still I consider it as a level, as a part of day 2. Now the day 3, as soon as it started, because I was online, I started doing the quest to get the new dungeon. I pushed the dungeon, I did a couple of quests to achieve level 70, and as the next milestone, the idea was to buy full epic equipment with sockets and socket them. So what I was doing is I was shuffling the stores in search for better items, epic items, and then I would be skipping the gem mine to get the gems. You can see that not all of them are perfect. Like you should have like 2 constitution ones, maximum 3, and rest would be dexterity. But you see that we have been a bit unlucky, and I have like only 4. This one I just got like a few minutes ago. So that's a bit unlucky. So this is what you would actually do. You would get full epic equipment, sorry, and you would socket them and then push the dungeons even more. So this is how we achieved level 60. I mean, we did use 167 and a half thirst to also get the key for level 5, dungeon level 5. So we now have all like these 3 dungeons completed and these 2 dungeons on sort of, let's say, not farm, but like trying to rush them. But the chances, at least last night, I did not do anything. I did spend some gold just now to update the stats, but if I remember correctly, they were sub 1%. I have been pushing the dungeons which are more than 3-4%. As I'm not a full-time shroomer. If I would be full-time shroomer, then I would just spam the dungeons even with a 0.5%, because you can still defeat it. It's just that for 0.5% you would need like 200 shrooms. Let's say if you consider it as a standard probability logic. Probably not. Maybe you would need 50 or 100. Maybe you would need 300, but let's say 200 in average to finalize that or beat the dungeon. And I really don't want to spend such amount of shrooms. I mean, I did already spend huge amount of shrooms to get where I'm at the moment. Also, when it comes to the fortress, we are level 7 now. I'm building a bit of a force, because the 48 hours period has passed, so now we can attack, and I need to start farming some resources in order to be able to upgrade the fortress further. I hope that the guys from the guild would not kick me, because at the moment the requirements are not there is nothing about the Hall of Knights, but for sure they would in the next day 2 they would up the requirements to 8 and then to 10, and usually this goes quite fast. And when it comes to my guild, you can see that some of the guys are level 100. I don't know if they finished all of the thirst and all of the stuff which they did, which they were supposed to be like done for today. I have not, so I have still 132.5. And the next milestone is to get to level 75 to be able to get the pet nest. So I will keep you posted and get back to you by that time. So I just actually checked the percentages for the dungeons which I currently have open, and the percentages for the Saurus Rogue are almost 4%, and the percentage for Octopus is 2%. So I've decided actually to try and kill the Saurus Rogue, and actually in the previous video one of the viewers asked me to record the fights. Unfortunately, like, recording fights is not that beneficial, I mean, beneficial. It's just spamming the fight itself until you beat the dungeon. Um, Beforehand, fighting all of these, in some cases, especially if you just unlock the dungeon, you can push to 3 levels, so maybe it showcases the situation. However, when it is situation like this, when there is a 4%, 5% chance on the package, on the sort of the monster, then you would have to spam a lot. So what you would actually be doing is just so since I'm playing on a computer, I can just spam enter, and it would just sort of be fighting and skipping, fighting, skipping, and actually also clicking OK if you win or if you lose. So I would just play this one out. Maybe we win, maybe we don't. It is based on RNG, and this is the reason why some classes actually have better or work better leveling in the first few days. Because, for example, the classes which can dodge and deal decent damage, or the classes which can deal extraordinary damage, perform better. So an example of such classes is Berserker, which can deal really significant damage except against mages with the new change, and Demon Hunters, which can revive, or Druids and Scouts, which can dodge, especially Druids, which can dodge, plus they can deal increased damage with the swoop attack. So they can perform much better in pushing the dungeons. And then this is the reason, if we would go to Hall of Fame and we search rank 1, so it's Scout, Demon Hunter, Demon Hunter, Demon Hunter, Scout, 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 Demon Hunter, Demon Hunter, Berserker, Berserker. So you can see that it is predominantly Demon Hunters, Scouts, Berserkers. There's here one Assassin. So it's like mostly here is one Druid, but it's mostly Demon Hunters, and they're currently considered as the best class. Berserker was the best, if I'm not mistaken, before it was sort of nerfed. Now it is Demon Hunter, but you can see that you can also perform quite well as a scout as well, because you have a quite decent damage and you can dodge. So this is exactly why certain um, classes are much better. So what I would just now do is I am pressing enter, so one enter to start fight, one to skip, one to OK, and then I would just be doing this. So with a 40% of chance, I should be using like 25 shrooms, but you can see I already used quite a lot of shrooms, and then only one level, like I expected at least 2, but okay. And then we have 2% on this one. I would first increase some stats, because increasing stats would increase the chance of the fight, and then I would just continue fighting Octopus, because even with a 3% to 3%, it's still fine. As I said, I was fighting with the 4% or more, because it takes less. But you can see now it took us like 10, 14, I don't know exactly, it was 300, around 300 when we started, and we beat him. While I used 20 for the previous one. So it is really based on the RNG. I would now relog to the SF tool just to see what are the chances with the new 2 boss. So you see that I will be sort of logged out, and now the chances are 0.66 and 0.28, and now I would for sure not run the dungeons anymore, because it does not pay off. Even if I upgrade now a bit of stats, it really does not pay off. What I could do actually is hunt for new weapons. I don't know if there is an upgrade weapons. Well, for sure there is. So this is level 60. Even maybe, yeah, something. I think it's level 60. And you can see we have 12 more average damage. So I think the new weapons should be much better. I mean, 171. Yeah, that's way better. So now we could hunt for 2 new epic weapons. And this is exactly so how the process goes. So you would level up a couple of levels, you would hunt for new weapons, new equipment, and similar. You don't have to hunt for epic items. as long as it's significant increase in damage. For example, this one. I would not buy this one, I will explain why, but so this one, it has the maximum damage is 181 and I have currently weapon with 147, so this would go up to like 30,000 or even more as a damage. The problem with this weapon is that it doesn't have main stat, and even if it had main stat like main stat and constitution, I would not buy it because first it's 5 shrooms and it's not main stat only. So if it would be main stat only, then I would buy it for sure, because it would be 181 damage as on a high end, would be full dexterity, it would be socket, and I don't care for 5 shrooms because I would anyway use more than 5 shrooms. This is 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, maybe this one, no, 5th. So see, I spent the 5 shrooms and I did not get better weapon, so I would have bought that one if it was dexterity. This one is really nice. I mean, it is not really nice, it is nice. The reason why it is just nice is I do have 65 additional dexterity and it is average damage plus 22. The problem is that the high end is 158, which is not a significant increase in comparison to the weapon. It is a bit better than the second weapon, because the second weapon has 149 high end, this 147. Yeah, he's doing the average damage still. So it is a bit better than the first weapon, but it's still nothing particular. Plus, it does not have a socket, so I cannot add the dexterity socket. So now I need to hunt for still a better weapon. I usually don't even check these, so just to show you maybe if there is any better weapon, but unfortunately none of them is. So this one is plus 13 stats. Does not pay off to spend 50 shrooms to get plus 13 stats without a socket, so just skip. Intelligence, nothing. So this is exactly so. I think I mentioned it in a previous episode. If not, here it is. So what you would do is you fight, you farm some gold. When I say farming gold, the standard definition of farming gold is you find a player which gives you, for example, for my level 62 gold, and then you farm him, beat him 5-6 times, you unequip the items you spent the gold for stat points, you attack him again, you lose fights because you don't have weapons or anything sort of put in, sort of you are unequipped, and then you would lose against him, you would lose peanuts of gold, then you equip again, you fight him again, you get 62 golds per win, you use stats and rinse and repeat. Then you push the dungeons, you push 1-2 levels, 1-2 bosses, monsters, then you hunt for new weapons, then again farm gold, push the dungeons, get new weapons, rinse and repeat. So this is the idea. This is an upgrade, but not significant, for 15 shrooms. Let's, oh wait, I did not check the weapon, not a good one. So I would just now, I just need 2 weapons, like the other items, if they pop up, I would change them, but personally I just need weapons. This is what the most important thing. This one is not bad. It has dexterity. It's if it would have only be constitution, but on a high end it's 166. So I'm really thinking of buying this one, and it has a socket, so I would lose 58 of constitution and luck. I would gain some dexterity. I would gain 10 and 4, 14, but I would gain a lot of damage, like 19. Let's not. Let's search. For sure there would be a better weapon, and like we should not settle for an intelligence item. We should search for a better one. Intelligence again. And nothing. So this, you can see how the shrooms can just disappear easily from your inventory, from your stock. Like I had 330 at the beginning of the recording, and now I already have 235, so 100 just disappeared, vanished. Oh, this one was, if only it was dexterity, like 179 on a high end, like really, really nice weapon. If we could only get something like that, dexterity. Constitution, come on. Dexterity, one third. Like, this is so 116. This is a perfect dexterity item, but the range is just shit. So it's a lower range than what we have. This I did not explain actually. The reason why you're hunting for a higher range. This one does not have a socket. Like really, really unlucky. So the reason why you're hunting for a high range is, in average, you are doing better damage with a lower range. So for example, let's say this one, 126, 120. You can see that this one has lower range. It's 124 to 128. And it has in average 126. This one is 79 to 161, which is 120, so lower average. However, this one has 166 on a high, 161 on a high end. So what you are playing on is the RNG. So if you just spam the shrooms, you will get lucky and you will be hitting on a high end, you will be doing more damage, and you will be winning. So this is the idea, and if you're lucky enough, you don't have to even spam too much, because even with a couple of attacks, you would win. So this is the idea why you want to have the high end higher. Later on, it would level out, you would still be searching for a higher end, but at the beginning, in order to speed through the dungeons, you would be looking for a high end. This is again shit. Like, I really have luck with these all stats. Oh yes, the reason why I'm actually doing this. Perfect. Okay, this is a perfect backup weapon. We don't have enough gold. We will sell one of the weapons, so we should have, after selling, in a worst case scenario, we can do a quest or two. Before I show or explain this weapon, so the reason why I'm shuffling and searching for a weapon amongst others is because when a new server starts, there is always a epic, so how it's called, like this XP event. Let's just quickly, so exceptional XP event. So you always have this one, you always have glorious gold galore, you always have fantastic fortress festivity, and you always have epic shopping spree extravagance. Actually, these fives, you always have also the crazy mushroom harvest, which means 20% mushrooms. So you always have these ones. The first, these two sort of help you get more experience, more gold, but these two are the ones which bring you the most levels, if you're shroomer, of course. This one gives you the big gems in the gem mine, which means you are getting better gems with better stats. And this one, as soon as you reach level 50, you can get epic equipment, which is always great. Epic equipment gives you all three stats, all three main stats, and it's far better than the normal equipment. So what you'll be doing is trying to get on a first day level 25 at least, 30 is great, level 50 on the second day, which I did not manage, but even level 42, 35 is fine. Then on a third day, in the worst case scenario, you would get level 50 and immediately equip the full epic items, and then you would be so strong you are able to push through the dungeons and get better stuff. So this is the idea, that you just reach level 50 as soon as possible within the first weekend of the start of the new server, so first 3 days, and then you would hunt for epic items. Now I don't need weapons for epic items. This is also one of the good tips, is that you don't have to hunt for epic weapons. If you get them, perfect, but if you don't, this one is a great replacement as well. So first thing, the high end 169, and I have 147, 149, so in a worst case scenario 20 increase. There is 46 to 54 more dexterity, so additional damage. So this one is really, really, really great. And even though, like, for example, this one 147, it says 116 average, and here is 116 average, this is not what matters. The high end is what matters. So this one Oh, well, come on. I don't have it. So, which one should we replace? If I sell for this one, I will not have enough to buy. Actually, I will. 85, 67, 52. So I will have enough to buy and some 4 golds left. So the question is just which one of these two to replace. I would replace the one with this one here. Actually, this one gives me a bit more dexterity. So I would, let's see like this. 12, 4, 4, 8, 11, 2, 1, 3. So this one we will keep. This one, even though it's like 2 higher damage, it's more dexterity. So this one we will sell. This one we will buy. And equip. This does not impact, just FYI. It's not like a World of Warcraft where if you have a weapon in the second slot, it has higher chance to miss or something like that. And then we would attach put this, so it's 26. So it's really, really nice. Now, I would also hunt for a another weapon. Just the problem is I don't have enough gold. But let's at least find it. Actually, let me just quickly run how does the percentage look like now. So once we now have a better weapon, the question is, it was like 0.68 and 0.4. Let's see if we run it now. It's 1.26 and 0.46. So it has increased, it has almost doubled. So let's actually find another weapon, because this would again significantly impact our percentage. Dexterity 157. This is not bad. It's not perfect, because you can see we can have 169, but it's still good, and it's still better than what we have, by 10 on the high end plus 38 dexterity. So one thing, I need gold, and actually any of these one will be enough. Let's take the one with biggest experience per time. So this is 9,000 per 1 time part, 32 for 2, which means 16 for 1, and this is 15, a bit more, less than 16 per 1. So this one is the biggest one. I would skip it. I have now enough gold. I would buy this one and do this one. So you can see 26 with a gem here, 25 without a gem. So let's immediately get a gem. I mean, depending how lucky we are. Of course we are not. Of course we are not. I'll repeat this every time that we don't get. Of course we are not. That we don't get the. Come on, I don't have it now enough. Let's do this. No, not there. Here. Of course we are not. And we are, finally. And actually this one is 131 and here it was 120. So now 27 and it was 26. So 1000 more. And let's quickly check the percentages. I expect to have 3% on the first one and hopefully at least 1% on the second one, but I don't think so. Let's see. So what happened? Oh, something happened. I now have less percentage, which does not make sense. Cannot be less percentage because by default this one is better than this one. It has even average damage higher. So let me try to relog once more. Maybe I forgot to click something. So once more, all 124 and 0.54. It did increase, but not by much. So it is 1%. We could still push it. We could actually, what we could do is sell this. This one sell as well. These two we will keep. And let's increase a bit of stat, not a lot. And we can also push this one if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Swamp Dragon 124. Let's see how lucky we are. This is 4th try. Let's see how much we would need. So this is already 10 tries, 14 tries, 20 tries, and there it is. So it took us 18, 22 tries to do it. And again, now we are almost 64. You can see this one we will sell. Is it dexterity? No, it is strength and dexterity, whatever. So we are level 63, 64 almost. I would actually push here to get just a quick quest and get level 64, and then we will see how to proceed. So we would now again have to hunt for a new weapons. The increase would not be significant. I would rather get two more levels. The only problem is we don't have anywhere to get it. We could fight some arena. We could actually spin some Dr. Abavuvu. He would also give us a bunch of gold, because you can see you spin, you get some items which you can sell, you get some experience, you get a bunch of gold if you are lucky. I'm not lucky by any means, so come on. Gold. And like, so on this one you get 2,000. On this one you would get like 10,000 or more. Oh, some shrooms. Perfect. So here, 13.7 thousand. Of course, this the wheel is impacted also by the level, so the higher you level, the more gold you would be receiving. So sell, sell, sell. This one is not bad. Like plus 69 main stat. So let me actually sim it. So I'm now interested, because usually I don't replace the items unless, let's say, an epic with a non-epic, if unless the stat increase is at least double. But we would be losing 100 stat and plus a socket for a 60. So I will quickly once more calculate. I don't know if, yeah, we leveled up, so I need to calculate again. So the quick calculation says 0.56 on the level 10 pirate leader, and the other is not possible at all. And if I would put this one, I lose some health, I gain some damage. Actually, I don't even gain damage. That's a stupid thing. So wait, I don't even gain damage. I do, because here it's a health socket. Okay, if it would have been dexterity, it would not be even gain damage. Yeah, 0.52. It's more or less the same, so no difference, because we are changing, adding 69 dexterity, but we're losing 51 plus 116, so 160 of constitution. In any case, so we have now 20,000. We again increase the stats, and again rinse and repeat. So this is what you will be doing till you reach high enough level to proceed onwards, etc., etc. So it's quite a repetitive game at the beginning, and you need a lot of shrooms. Like yesterday evening, I was on a 1.5 thousand. Now I'm on 147 only, because I mean, this is also RNG, because I have been shuffling. You have been looking with me together. I have been shuffling here, and I have been getting shitty offers here. So then I would need again and again and again and again. This one is not bad. It's a nice improvement, like 14 all stats, but for 15 shrooms, no. Yes. So for example, this one is much better. I don't have enough gold as well. I would just do quest. But this one gives plus 26 of main stats, plus has a socket, which I can immediately add one of these two sockets, and really nice. So let's just quickly, before I wrap things up, just quickly get some gold. Even though I need gold, I'm still checking the experience. I don't care about the gold from that point of view. So this one is obviously the best one. Do I have enough? What? How much was it? 3,000. Okay, I need one more. 7,000, 19,000, 15,000. So this one. I'm running out of hourglasses. 3.1, 3.2, 307. So I need to unequip, sell, buy. Let's put the big one. Nice. So we have now also this one. Let's check if there is a weapon. Intelligence. Actually, let's just, so it's more or less the same, not a significant increase. Wow, 185. Wow, this is a nice one. and it has a socket. So this is a really nice one, and I want to buy this one. So first, I mean, it gives a less dexterity, but the high end is, so this one goes here. So it's much higher than this one. It's like by 30 almost higher. It's a bit of constitution. I would really like to sim this. So what I would do just now, FYI for everyone. So the current sim before this head was 0.52 and 0.5254. So what I will do now is, I would assume I would have the same socket. So I would input the values of this weapon, 71 and 185, low and high end. I would deduct 35 dexterity, because this is what we are losing, and I would add 55 constitution to my character. I would sim it again, and if it is a significant decrease, let's say to 1%, let's say, I would then buy this. If it's not, I would skip it and continue searching. In any case, I don't want to drag this episode too long, because now it's just rinse and repeat. I would update you once I do a progress and I achieve the next milestone. A quick update. I did a SF tools. There is an increase. So first things first, I did a calculation once more on this character, and the percentage is not 0.5, it's actually 2%, because we have this new head, and we also have a constitution for 131, the socket, which we did not have on the previous head. So it's now 2%. Once I would equip this one, it's 2.5%. In theory, it's an increase, but with a 2%, I could still defeat this guy, the Medusa, Swamp Gorgon, even without a weapon. Like the increase of 0.5, it's not that significant. So I would actually push the Gorgon before. The reason why I would do that is because I would level up anyways. So I would anyways get a better weapon as soon as I level up. So from that point of view, I would now just rush until I beat her. So just spam enter. And this is also a thing, like, you need a lot of shrooms for this, because you can see we already spent some like 20 shrooms, 30 shrooms, and we are not even close to winning, even though, let's say with the 50 shrooms we should win. And I could spend all 70, which I still have, and not win at all. So it is really RNG based. So from that point of view, it's like not a great strategy to do, and there is actually no reason for that. So you saw that the top on the server are demon hunters, scouts mostly, but on a long run, any class can be on top, because on a long run the idea is just how you push, and this game is not played, wow, 100 and something. Okay, I will spend all of the shrooms, but this is really ridiculous. I spent 100 shrooms and did not win. So I will get some more shrooms so I can continue spamming, but really unlucky on that behalf. But what I wanted actually is to show you, I will go, let's go to some older one. The oldest one which I have is, well, this is a bad one because, so first thing you need to know, Berserker change came later on, so, but this is an old one. So Berserker should have been on top of the places. So if I go here and I go first place, Warrior is the first one, Mage second, Druid, Assassin. You can see that, yeah, there are some Berserkers, but Demon Hunters are not, like, there is, in top 50, let's just check top 50. One Demon Hunter, two, sorry, so 1, 2, 3 on a 31, and that's it. 3 Demon Hunters in top 50. So this is exactly the point. Like, the idea is not to let's say be the demon, like if you're rushing and you are playing as a shroomer, yes, you can be on top, of course, But the point is that you need to be persistent. You need to play the game for a long time. This is the longest, the one that I have highest 45 server. This is the one which I have the highest, so the longest running server of the characters I have. And you can see that on top there is no lot of demon hunters. Look at this. I mean, this is the first server with Bard, so maybe not a bad, not a good example, but you can see a lot of Bards, Warrior, again, Demon Hunter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Demon Hunters in top 50. Again, even though on the current server, you can see it's like in top 50, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 14, 15, 17, 18, 20, like 21, 22, half of the top 50 is Demon Hunters. But this is the problem, is that we like if they would in the late game, they would be lacking what they have at the moment. At the moment, they can rush dungeons, so they can level fast, but they are not overpowered class when it comes to PvP and long term and similar. So this is what you need to have in mind when playing this game. I spent a lot of shrooms because I want to be on the top. I'm trying to be on the top. I will never be on the top as these guys, probably, because they are spending thousands and thousands of shrooms. At the moment, you can see that I'm 425, and even on my best character, I don't know if it's this one, let me check, 500, or this one. Yeah, it's 500. So I'm the best. My best character is level the position 500. This is my best character. So this is exactly like, and even here I spent some thousands, a few thousand shrooms. So it's not something which you can achieve so easily, but the idea is just to be persistent. And with that, I would actually finish this episode. It has been a long one. However, I hope that it is a useful one. You can see how I spent all of my shrooms and what I have been doing. And I will update you in the next one just to show you the milestones which I achieved. Until next one, live long and keep on gaming.